把手ထွက်唔嚟數哦。Long hot summer. Dawson Creek, Macmillan, but this one is on. I think it's on. Oh, it's elementary level. The same one. This we borrow the books of 4 out of 5 is going to be the basic level, beginner level only. Here. See it clearly? No. A note about this story, the people in this story, the picture dictionary. Summer plans, a new girl in town. He's gorgeous, at the pool, a wonderful idea. Pacey mistake, has Pacey learned his lessons. Summertime sonnets, rescue. Points for understanding. This is all about, I think it's in New York City, Massachusetts, Boston, New Hampshire, and the Atlantic Ocean. In the country, the region is the United States of America, and then this is a borderline about the Canada. I don't know which is going to be good or not. What happened to here? It's not open yet. Okay, this week I'm going to read about the long hot summer. Dawson Creek. And here is an elementary level book. A note about this story, the people in this story, the picture dictionary. Summer plans, a new girl in town, he's gorgeous. At the pool, a wonderful idea. Pacey mistake, has Pacey learned his lesson? Summertime sunset, rescue, points for understanding. This story about a creek, I think so. A creek is before my son asked, Mommy, what is the meaning of creek? I think it's a river, but actually it's not. I think, oh no, first I think it's a valley, but actually it's totally wrong. It's a shell. What happened to this phone? Last week, I read 3 books with the Macmillan readers from the Macmillan Reader series there, and it's all elementary level. This week, I'm going to read about this one, Dawson Creek, Long Hot Summer, and it's about a note about this story. A note about this story, the people in this story, the picture dictionary, summer plans, a new girl in town, he's gorgeous at the pool, a wonderful idea, Pacey mistake, has Pacey learned his lessons, summertime sonnets, rescue, point for understanding. Okay, a note about this story, it's not a Kevin, it's a Kiwi. Williamson is a screenplay writer and a producer and a director of movies. He was born on March 14, 1965. Grew up in a New Bern, a small town in the state of North Carolina in the east of the USA. Kevin, I think it's a Kevin. Kevin loved movies and his favorite director was Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is very famous for E.T. movies and other very good ones movie, very famous. Kevin's studied theater and film at East Carolina University. In 1987, he left Newborn and went to New York. He wanted to become an actor. When he went to Los Angeles a few years later, he worked as an assistant to the director of music video. Kevin studied scripts writing and wrote screenplays for movies. The first successful movie that he wrote was Scream. Oh, scary movie, 1996. Paul Stupin, I think it's Stupin. I don't know how to pronounce people's names. Worked for Columbia TriStar Television. He read the screenplay for Scream and he liked it. He asked Kevin to write a TV show. Kevin thought about his life in his small hometown and he wrote the story of Dawson's Creek. The first episode of the show was made in 1997. Paul Stupin was the executive producer of the Dawson's Creek. Kevin wrote the screenplays for the movie Scream 2, 1997. I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997, and The Fateful Stick, 1998. He wrote and directed the movie Teaching Mrs. Tingle, 1999, and he produced the movie Scream 3 in 2000. The story of Dawson's Creek takes place in a small town in the state of Massachusetts, in the northeast of the United States. The small towns and villages on the East Coast have many visitors during the summer months. The tourists go fishing and they visit the restaurants. They play water sports on the sea and on the small river, the creek, in the area. Dawson's Creek is based on Kevin Wilson's own life when he was a teenager. He called the town in his story Capside. The characters of Dawson and Joey are based on Kevin himself and his girlfriend Fannie Norwood. K.S. Roderick, I think it's a Roderick, I don't know, has written books about televisions about people in the movie industry. She lives in the New York City. Script. Definition of script. The words of the movie that actor have to speak. Screenplay. The script of a movie that includes all the important information for everyone who is making the movie. For example, there are instructions for the actors, cameraman, and a film technician. There are descriptions of where the scenes take place. Director, the person who gives instruction to everyone as the screen is filmed. The director also decides how the movie is edited before it was shown to audiences. Producer, the person who is responsible for getting money to make a movie. People in this story: Dawson Leary, age 15, hair blonde, eyes light brown, a student at the Capside High School. Family: father, Mr. Mitchell Leary, I think it is Leary, an architect. Mother, Mrs. Gail Leary, a news presenter at the TV station. Joey, Josephine Porter, 15, hair long, dark brown, eyes brown, a student at Passaic High School. Family: father, mother, Mr. Mike Porter, Lily Porter. Oh, Mike Porter is in jail. Lily Porter died, so she's an orphan. Sister, Bessie and her boyfriend, Woody, work in a ice house cafe. Nephew, Alexander, Bessie and a body center. Casey Witter, age 15. Oh my god, they're so young. Not even an adult. Under 18. Hair dark brown, a student at the Capside High School. Family: Mr. John Witter, Capside Chief Police Officer. Oh, someone is going to relate to connecting to this and this. Mr. Mary Wright Witter. Brother: God. Capside Deputy Police Officer, Sister 3. Jennifer or Jen Lindy. Age 15, blonde. Okay, blue. Eye is blue. the student at the Capside High School. Mr. Theodore Lindy lived in New York. Helen Lindy lived in New York. Grandmother Grams, Evelyn Ryan. Grandfather Grams. Yeah, Grams. This is Grams. Joseph Jeremy Fields, 17 Brown. He is a visitor to Capside. Silly Billingsley, Billingsley, 18. Long Raplon. Okay, very unique. Green, Australian. She is a nanny who works for Mr. and Mrs. Barkley. She looks after their twins baby. Clarissa Cameron, 8. She lived in the house next to the Potters. Tim, he is a lifeguard instructor. So what is this all about? This is the picture dictionary for the kids to remember. Creek. There is a river, very shallow and a very not wide. Also, it's a creek. Sometimes in summer, the water in creeks can be dry also. Drop, riverboat, or viewfinder, video camera, case, videotape, virtual pet, manual. And here, volleyball, net, swimsuit, swing shots, basketball, baby carriage, bike, light white, summer plants. Okay, the Capside Connections, Spring 14, Scene 14, sorry. Scene 14, exterior, the creek day. The frightened girls run to walk the dog. The killer follow her. Oh my god. He is wearing a long black coat and a white hat. The hat covers the top part of his face. The girl has to escape, but she is trapped on the wooden dock now, and the killer is getting closer. The pretty teenager is the only person who knows everything about the gang of criminals, the Capside Connection. If they kill her now, nobody will ever know the truth. She has to escape, but how? The girl looks around her. She saw the old boat, which is tied to the end of the dock. This is the only boat that she can see. If she can get away in it, the killer won't be able to follow her. But she needs a pair of oars to row the boat. She sees a pair of oars lying on the dock. She grabs them and as she runs, she jumps into a little boat and as she unties the rope that holds it to the dock. She put the oars onto the sides of the boat and at the end of the oars into the creek and then row away from the dock. She pulled hard on the handle of the oars. The killer lifted his gun and shoots at her. The bullets strike the water around the boat, but it didn't hit the girl. As she gets farther from the shore, the girl shouts to the killer. The killer shouting, "Why does your boss hire killers who can't shoot straight?" "That's great," Dawson loudly called out. "Okay, we can stop now." Dawson was holding his video camera up to his face. He was still looking through the wind finder of the camera as she shouted. He was still looking at his friend Joey Potter and as he rolled the boat out into the creek. Then he pushed the button on the camera and the scene in the viewfinder faded to darkness. "That was great," he said. But he didn't finish the sentence. He took a step backward and fell off the side of the dock into the creek. When the young man had came out of the water a few seconds later, he half laughed around him. He pushed his wet blonde hair away from his eyes. Joey was laughing, and Pacey Witter was laughing too. Pacey, the killer, was standing at the end of the dock. As he laughed, he was throwing the trident into the air and catching it. "That was excellent, Dawson. How did you do that?" Pacey called to his friend. "You should be in the movies." Another of the Pacey jokes. Pacey always makes jokes. Movie where Dawson's biggest interest in life. His life. His mother worked at the local television stations. She was a news presenter there, and his father was an architect. He designed hotels and stores. But Dawson has always wanted to be a movie director. His favorite director was Steven Spielberg. Dawson took film classes at school during vacations and on weekends. He worked at a video rental store in Capside. He worked there because the owner let him take movies home every night. And this year, he has started making his own movies. Casey worked at the store too, but he did not let movies fill his whole life. Only Dawson did that. Dawson swam to the side of the dock. He passed the video camera up to Casey. But now, Joey had rolled the boat back to the dock. Suddenly, she stopped laughing. "Do we have to add that scenes again?" she asked. "No, it's okay," Dawson replied. "This camera is waterproof. The film won't be damaged." And that was the last scene in the movie, my friends. The Capside Connections is finished. "Great!" shouted Casey. "Now we can start our summer vacation," and he jumped into the creek next to Dawson. "Don't sit there in that boat, Joey," Dawson said to the girl with the lovely long, thick brown hair. "You're too dry. It's time to get wet now." "I'm okay here. I like being dry," Joey answered. Dawson looked at Casey. The two boys smiled. They were good friends. They'd been good friends for a long time. Now they understood each other without speaking. Suddenly they both grabbed one end of the little rowboat and lifted it. Joey held the side of the boat. "No, no," she screamed. A moment later, she was in the water beside them. "This is a war," she shouted. "You two behave like little kids. When are you going to grow up?" But they were all 15 years old. There was plenty of time for them to grow up, and it was summertime in the beautiful little town of the Capside. A moment later, the three of them were splashing each other with water and pushing each other's heads under the surface. "Aren't you making your movies today?" asked a boy. "Nobody told me about swimming in the creek." The voice came from the end of the dock. The three friends looked up. Janice Lindsay was standing there, smiling at them. "Oh, why did she come?" Joey asked quietly. "Don't say that," Dawson said to her. He spoke quietly too. "Please be nice to Jen." Joey always trying to nice to Jen, but it wasn't easy for her. Jen was 15 too, but she was a girl who had lived in New York City nearly all her life. She seemed much older than the three friends who has always lived in Capside. That made Joey feel bad. Early in the year, Jen was right in this little town by the sea. She had made some bad friends in New York and had gotten into trouble, so she had to come to stay in Capside with her grandparents. And when Dawson had first seen the beautiful brown girl from the city, he had fallen in love with her. This was finished now. That was finished now. Joey knew that, but she couldn't really like Jen. Joey had always loved Dawson. They were best friends. When they were young, they had loved him like a brother. But now she was 15. She had started to love him in a different way. Love what has changed. It was stronger. She no longer loved Dawson like a brother. And early this year, she had finally understood something about him. Dawson still loved Joey as a friend. She was like a sister to him. He didn't love her in the same way that she loved him. The three teenagers in the creek had stopped splashing water on each other. They had stopped loving. Dawson looked at Jen. He looked at Joey. Life was so difficult sometimes. For a while, Dawson and Jen had been really close. He had loved her. She was the first girl that he had fallen in love with. And now Jen was just his friend, and Joey has always been Dawson's friend. She has spent a lot of time in his house. From the time when they were young children, she had often stayed in his room at night when they were younger. They had slept in the same bed just as friends. But now Joey wanted something else. She wanted Dawson to love her as a woman, not as a sister. Joey wanted him to love her like he had loved Jen. And he remembered an evening a few weeks before when he had kissed Joey. For a moment, everything has changed. What did he really want? Casey looked at the other two. He wanted to end this silence. Take off all your clothes, Jen, he said. Jump in here with us. Casey always said crazy things at the wrong time. Thank you, Casey, but I keep my clothes on, Jen said. She laughed. That's a new idea for her, said Joey quietly. As soon as she had said it, she was sorry. Dawson put his hand on Joey's head and pushed out under the water. A moment later, her heart came up again. She sprayed water from her mouth. What's your problem, Dawson? She asked angrily. Dawson, Larry, I don't know, didn't answer. He didn't know what his problem was. Later that afternoon, the four young friends were on the wooden dock by the creek. They had been there for several hours, enjoying the hot sun. Joey looked at her watch. It was nearly 4 o'clock. She was surprised. The afternoon had passed quickly. I have to go to work, she said, standing up. You lazy people can stay here all day, but I can't. Joey worked at the Ice House, a cafe in the town. The Potter family owned the cafe. Joey's sister Bessie and her half-sister boyfriend Buddy worked there too. The three of them took care of the cafe. It was hard work, and then Joey had to be there soon. But first, he had to go home. He had to change his hard clothes before she went to work. Hey, we aren't lazy, Dawson said. This summer, Casey and I will have to work very hard at screenplay video. You will have to work hard at screenplay video, Dawson, Casey said. I don't work at the store anymore. Dawson looked at his friend. Why not? He asked him. I have better things to do, Casey replied. What's thing? Well, looking at a beautiful woman in swimsuit saving lovely girls from death. That kind of thing, Casey answered lazily. I'm going to learn to be a lifeguard. Jen started laughing. What? Why is that funny? Casey asked. Well, that's what I'm going to do this summer too, Jen replied. Are you joining the lifeguarding course at the town pool tomorrow morning? The class starts at 7:30 in the morning. You know that, didn't you? Yes, I know that, Casey replied. 7:30 at the pool. Does the class start as early as that? Okay. I'll see you there, Jen. Dawson looked up at Joey. And I see you on Friday, Joey, he told her. We spend the day together at the beach. Okay, that will be fun, she replied. Joey jumped down into her rowboat. She lived on the other side of the creek. Rowing across the creek was her quickest way to get home. As she rowed, she was thinking, Jen is going to be busy with the lifeguarding course this vacation, she said to herself. That's good. It's going to be a long, hot summer. If Jen isn't with Dawson every day, maybe he spend more time with me. He spent some more time with me. Maybe he'll be my best friend again, a new girl in town. That evening, Dawson was sitting by the side of the creek. He loved sitting outside in the evenings, while the sun went down in the sky. He was thinking. He was a little sad about Casey leaving his job at the video store. Casey was a good friend, and friendships with guys were so much easier than a friendship with girls. Friendship with girls whose name begin with the letter J are especially difficult. He said to himself, I need to find a new friend this summer. Dawson still had his video camera with him. He held it up to his face, and he looked through the viewfinder. He looked at the houses next to the creek. He looked at Jen's grandmother's house. Then he looked at Barclay's house. The Barclays lived 2 houses from Jen. They have 2 young babies who has been born at the same time, twins. As Dawson what he had realized. It was the sound of a door opening and then closing. Someone was coming out from the fireplace. A moment later, Dawson was looking at the girl. He could see her clearly in the camera viewfinder. She was about the same age as he was, or maybe a little older. Her rough blonde hair was longer than Joey's, and she was beautiful. And that's a new girl in town, he thought. Tomorrow I find out who she is, and maybe she'll be my new friend. Early the next morning, Jen was looking out of the window of her bedroom. She saw Paisley coming towards the house. He was carrying 2 cups of hot coffee. Jen ran downstairs and joined him in the street. We walked to the pool together, Paisley said. I got you some coffee. Jen drank some coffee from the cup. This is great, she said. It's the kind of coffee I like best. How did you know that? Well, Dawson told me, Paisley said. He smiled. Dawson used to think about you all the time, you remember, and I'm happy. Jen said. Thanks, Paisley, but I don't want to talk about Dawson anymore. Okay, Paisley replied, let's forget about it. As they walked toward the town pool, Jen was thinking about her life. I want a peaceful vacation this summer. She told herself, I don't want any boyfriend. I don't want to make anyone unhappy. I just want a peaceful, happy vacation. At the same time, Joey was saying goodbye to her sister. Bessie was going to work. This morning, Joey had to look after her sister's baby son, Alexander. Life was difficult for Joey and her sister. Their mother was dead and their father was in jail. Bessie and her boyfriend, Bobby, lived in a family house with Joey. They were good people and they tried to take care of Joey, but they all have to work hard. Some of the neighbors said unkind things about Bessie and Bobby and Alexander. They said unkind things about Bessie and Bobby were married. One married. And because Bobby was black people, whatever, they are human beings. Why do people view black people as a different person? I don't know. There weren't many African Americans in a campsite. Some of the older people there didn't understand why Bessie and Bobby loved each other. When Bessie left the house, Joey took Alexander out into the yard. After a few minutes, she heard someone calling her. Her 8-year-old neighbor came into the yard. Clarissa Tammy was a beautiful little girl and she loved Joey. Joey, will you do something for me? Clarissa asked. My family and I are leaving town tomorrow. We're going to Europe for our vacation. Will you take care of my part when I'm away? Oh no, Joey thought. I have to spend more of my summer vacation working at the cafe or taking care of Alexander. I can take care of a pet too. But before Joey could speak, Clarissa went on. His name was Howard, she said. He's not an animal. He's a virtual pet. Oh my God. Clarissa gave Howard to Joey. Howard was made of pink plastic and he looked like an egg. On the front of the egg, there was a small video screen. Well, taking care of Howard won't be difficult, thought Joey. Then Clarissa put a book into Joey's other hand. That's Howard's manual. It tells you how to look after him, the little girl said. It's very important. If you don't read every page, you do something wrong. If you do something wrong, Howard will die. The little girl is so cute. At the pool, Paisley was not enjoying the love-guarding class. When he first arrived, he looked around at the other students. There were some good-looking girls in the class. There was one with lovely red hair. There were 2 very pretty blonde girls who were twins. Paisley wanted to make friends with all the girls. And at first he was happy because none of the other male students were very handsome. But then the instructor had arrived. He was a handsome middle-aged man. His body was suntan and muscular. All the girls looked at him and smiled. The instructor blew a whistle loudly. Listen to me, he shouted. My name is Tim. I'm going to teach you to be lifeguards. It will be hard work. You have to be serious about lifeguarding. Anyone who has joined the class to look at girls in swimsuit must leave now. And any girl who have come here to find a boyfriend must leave now. We're here to protect the people of the Capside and the visitor of the town. We're here to save them from danger. Do you all understand? After that, all the students have to take a test. Each of them have to swim 500 yards. Then each of them have to dive down to the bottom of the pool, pick up a heavy stone and bring it to the instructor. Several people failed these tests. We have to leave the class immediately. When the class finished at 12 noon, Tim spoke to the students again. On the other day, we walk for much longer, he told them. And the walk will be harder each day. Then he gave each of them a book. This is your lifeguarding manual, he said. Read the first chapter this afternoon. Tomorrow I give you a test on it. Oh my God. Very practical instructor. Dawson was born at the video store. Pacey wasn't there, and only a few customers have come to the store during the morning. Dawson had nobody to talk to, so he was reading. He looked up when he heard the door open. The person who entered the shop was a lovely girl who he had seen the evening before. She had a baby carriage with her. The Barclays baby was lying inside it. Hi, the girl said. Her voice was unusual. She didn't speak with an American accent. I want to rent a video for this evening. Hi, Dawson replied. Are those the Barclays? New twins. Yes, that's right. The girl said, I take up of them when the Barclays aren't at home. I'm the children's nanny. My name is Shirley Billings. I can't believe it. I'm so bad at pronouncing the names of the people. Ah, okay, I'm Dawson Larry. Dawson said, welcome to Capside. You're not American, aren't you? Where are you from? Thanks for the welcome, Dawson. I'm from Australia. The girl said, now, for this evening, I want to rent a plane that's fun. I don't want a horror plane or the plane that's too serious. I want something to laugh at. I find you a good one, Dawson told her, and he started to look through the shelf of the videos. But after a moment, one of the twins started to cry. Then the other one started to cry too. I'm sorry about this. I need to take these baby home and feed them. I come back for the video later. I've got a better idea, Dawson said. I choose the movie for you and I bring it to your house this evening. I bring it when I finish work. A minute later, Dawson watched the girl leave the shop. Yes, she's the answer to my problem, he told himself. I don't know the girl name. It's beautiful and she's friendly. And her name doesn't begin with J. It's going to be a great summer. Dawson is in love with the girl. That afternoon, Pacey was at home trying to read the lifeguarding manual. It was a long book. There was lots of things to learn. But Pacey didn't want to stay in the house reading. The first chapter of the manual was about the kind of person a lifeguard must be. It was about the serious attitude that a lifeguard must have. Attitude means 識唔識我㗎 Do it. 得嘅咩嘢 I don't need to learn this, Pacey told himself. This chapter won't help me save anybody's life, and it's really boring. I'd be hurt when we have to save people. I know that. I'll be great at the pool tomorrow. All the girls will want me to rescue them. A few minutes later, he was outside in the yard, playing basketball with his brother. When Dawson finished his walk and screenplay video at 6 o'clock, he was really excited. Quickly, he chose 3 movies for the girl. He was going to pay the rental charge himself, but he wasn't going to tell the girl that. When she opened the door of the Barclays house a few minutes later, he gave her the video. Hi, these are a gift from the store, he said. This a gift to welcome you to Capside. You don't have to pay the rental charge for them. Mr. Barkley was standing behind her. She invited Dawson into the house. My wife and I are going on a trip for a week, Mr. Barkley said. We're going to leave soon. She will stay here with the twins. Please stay as long as you want this evening. I'm happy that she has found a friend on the campsite already. Dawson sat next to her when she fed the twins. When they started to cry, she sang to them. You're really good with those kids, Dawson told her. You're really great with them. Tell me something. Why did you decide to come to Capside? Why did you choose the little town to walk in? Well, I really love kids, the Australian girl replied. When I saw an advertisement for this job in the newspaper, I have to come too. I have to come here. But where did you see the advertisement? Dawson asked. Did you come here straight from Australia? No. I stayed in Boston for a while before I came here. I saw the advertisement in the newspaper there. Boston is a great place, Dawson said. Did you have fun there? Yes. Then she changed the subject quickly. Hi, hey Dawson, will you stay and watch one of the films with me this evening? I can't go out again, and it will be good to talk to someone. She doesn't want to talk about Boston. That's okay, she smiled at the pretty Australian. Yes, I really like to watch some movie with you, he said. Movies are great. Movies are my life. You love the one that I brought for you. The two young people watched one of the movies. Then she put the twins in their bed. Dawson helped her. After that, they talked for a while. They talked about the movie that Dawson had made. She was very interested. Dawson was said when it was time to leave. She's a great girl, he told himself as he walked home. She's intelligent and beautiful. She's easy to talk to, and she's a great nanny. She's wonderful with those little twins. I really want to know her better. He's gorgeous. It was Friday morning. Joey was sitting on the grass beside the beach, reading a magazine. She had a problem. She wasn't happy. Her problem was lying next to her. Dawson was like a stranger this morning. The two of them had known each other all their life, but today Dawson was like somebody she had met for the first time. Somebody who wasn't really interested in her. When Dawson had come to her house that morning, he played with his sister baby, but he didn't talk to Joey herself. When Lysandra started to cry, Dawson had said something strange. Why don't you sing to him? Dawson had asked her. That's what the professional nannies do best. What is he talking about professional nannies? Joey had asked herself. I'm not a nanny, I'm someone who's trying to help her sister. But later, as they walked to the beach, he had started to understand. Dawson had talked all the time about the wonderful Australian girl, the girl who takes care of the Barclays twins. The girls would be great in the movie. Shirley, I don't know. Why it's wonderful and her face is perfect. He told his best friend, and she's go with those twins. She's only 3 years older than we are, but she's knows everything about babies. You could learn a lot from her by taking care of babies. Then you could have Bessie Mom. Joey didn't want to hear any more about Dawson's new friend. She looked around her. She saw some teenagers putting up a net farther along the beach. When they had fixed the net, they started a game of volleyball. There were girls and guys like Dawson and Hafsa, but they were having fun. I'm going to watch the volleyball game, she told Dawson quickly. She put Clarissa Bachelor pet on the ground next to me. You can look after Howard for me, Dawson. Joey walked away along the beach. She sat down on the sand, close to the people who were playing for volleyball. She tried to think about the game, but she couldn't forget Dawson's words. She was very often angry when Betsy asked her to take care of Alexandra. That was true. Maybe I could help Betsy more, she thought. I could spend more time with Alexandra. Then Betsy and Bodhi could do more things together. But I must have a life too. And I don't need an Australian to tell me about babies. At the moment, one of the teammate volleyball players ran over to her. The girl was grabbing quickly. I'm tired, the girl said. Do you want to stay in the baby for a week? Okay, Joey replied. She got up and joined the other volleyball players. Maybe some first exercise will be good for me, Joey thought. Maybe it will stop me thinking about my problems. So she was hitting the ball over the net with all her strength. She thought about Dawson, Larry had in place of the ball. And soon she was feeling better. One of the players on the other side of the net was a handsome young guy. He had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a muscular suntan chest. He was wearing blue jean shorts with a bright yellow pattern, a pattern of flower. He's cute, Joey said to herself. The shorts are a little strange, but he's really cute. In fact, he's gorgeous. Again, the handsome young guy was looking back at her. He was smiling. When the game was finished, Joey walked back to the place where she has been lying with Dawson. Dawson wasn't there. He had gone to swim in the sea. Joey lay down on the grass and closed her eyes. A few minutes later, she was almost asleep. She could hear some people laughing and shouting, but they weren't very near her. Then she heard a sound that was right by her side. It was Howard. He was making a loud high tone. Bee, bee, bee. Joey picked up the Badger pet and looked at its screen. There were some shapes on the screen, but Joey didn't understand them. One of the shapes looked like that, and it was flashing. It was there for a second, then it's gone for a second, and it was back. Howard was trying to tell her something. But what was he trying to tell her? She started pulling everything out of her bag. She had to find our manual. The next moment, that cute young man from the volleyball game came over to her. Let me show you what to do, he said. That will be easier than looking in the manual. Joey gave him the toy he called Howard. She told him, Ah, the picture of the duck is flashing. That means Howard has used the burrow. You press the button. When you do that, you clean up the mess. The young man pressed one of the buttons on the toy, and the peeping sound stopped. Then he smiled and gave Howard back to Joey. My name is Jeremy, he said. Jeremy Fields. I'm Joey Potter. How do you know much about Bachelor Pet? Well, my younger brother has 5 or 6 of them, Jeremy said. Sometimes I take care of them for him. Do you live in this town? Or are you here for a vacation? I live here. I was born here. But you must be a visitor. That's right, said Jeremy. I'm from New Hampshire. Then he saw Dawson walking towards them. I'd better go. Now, he said, your boyfriend is coming back. Suddenly, Joey didn't want Jeremy to walk out of her life. Oh, he's not my boyfriend, she said quickly. He's someone who I have known all my life, but he's not my boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend right now. Well, maybe you'd like to come to a movie with me tonight, Jeremy said. Yes, I like that, Jeremy. Joey replied. I have to work this afternoon and evening, but I finish work at 9 o'clock. Okay, that will be great, said Jeremy. At that moment, Dawson arrived and sat down. Jeremy tried to be friendly with him, but Dawson was angry and unfriendly. Jeremy started to leave. "Why shall I meet you tonight?" he asked Joey. She told him how to get to the ice house. "Okay, I see you there at 9, he said. Then he walked back toward his friend. "Who was the guy with the strange slingshot?" Dawson asked Joey when they were alone. "Jeremy Fields," Joey said. She, up, she held up Clarissa virtual pack. "He's nice. He helped me with this stupid one. I tried." "You just met him half an hour ago," said Dawson. "He's a stranger, and are you going out with him tonight? Are you crazy? Maybe he's a murderer." "What is your problem? I'm going to meet Shelly tonight." "Don't worry about me, Dawson," Joey said. "Jeremy is cute, and he won't be a stranger for long." Early that same Friday morning, Jen was waiting outside her house. She was waiting for Pacey. The two teenagers had decided to walk to the lifeguarding class together each morning. When Pacey arrived, he had brought Jen a cup of coffee again. Jen had not lived in Capside for very long. Until now, she had only met Patsy with Dawson. Jen was seeing Patsy alone now. She was pleased about that. She wanted to know him better. She needed real friends. For a few weeks, Jen had been Dawson's girlfriend. Then their short relation had ended. Dawson had found it easy to be her friends after all. And Joey still didn't really like Jen because Joey loved Dawson. Joey had been jealous about Dawson's relationship with Jen. As Pacey and Jen walked to the pool, Pacey made her laugh. He told jokes and he imitated the instructor's ways of speaking. "If anyone here cannot be strong and angry, he or she can leave the class now. Anyone who is afraid to get one, leave now," Pacey shouted. Jen laughed. "Maybe Tim was in the army before he became a lifeguard instructor," she said. They arrived at the pool a few seconds before the class began. It was lucky because Tim started to behave in a way that made them laugh. Jen and Pacey tried not to laugh. Pacey did not succeed. Tim looked at him angrily. "If you have come here to laugh, you can leave the class now, Witter," he shouted. A lifeguard must be serious at all times. After that, Tim told them more about their course. "When you've been in this class for a few weeks, you take another course," the instructor said. "That will be your course in the cardiopulmonary resuscitation (CPR). Your lung resuscitations. You learn how to start somebody's heart and they are breathing if they have stopped. If you pass that course, and you will pass all the tasks in this course, and you get your lifeguarding certificates." He looked at Pacey. "If you pass the test," Tim repeated, "but the summer will be almost finished by that time." Pacey said. "Yes, that's right," said Tim. "For the rest of the summer, each of you will have one of the lifeguards who is already trained. Then next summer, you'll be fully trained lifeguard yourself." Pacey was angry. His thought about giving mouth to resuscitation to very beautiful girls in a small swimsuit disappeared. But then he looked around the class at the other students. He looked at the pretty brown twins. He looked at the girl with the lovely red head. "Well, perhaps this class is okay," he told himself. When the lesson stopped at the lunchtime, Jen wanted to ask Pacey to share some lunch with her, but she saw him leave the pool with the blonde twin. "My motorbike is being repaired," he was telling the girls. "I usually go around on them. Two of my friends are twin stars. They work in Hollywood and they help you pass 4 cars, but when my friends come here, they all ride motorcycles. Casey doesn't have a motorcycle gentle. He's a fool. He thinks these girls will only like me for the thing I own and the people who I know. That's so stupid. People would like Casey if he's happy to be himself. But Casey doesn't understand that. He's trying too hard to make people like him, especially girls. That morning, class has been tested on the first chapter of lifeguarding manual. Casey had done badly on the test. John hadn't understood why the chapter had only taken 20 minutes to read and the test has been easy. But for her school, Casey had only come to the class to meet girls, she thought. That afternoon, Joey felt happy as she walked at the ice house. She smiled at all the customers in the cafe. She was really excited about her evening with Jeremy. I can't take care of Alexander tonight, she told her sister when she arrived at the cafe. I'm going on a date. I'm going to a movie with a boy who I met at the beach. She'd been worried about telling her sister about the date. But Bessie wasn't angry. She was happy for Joey and so was Bonty. He's a lucky boy, Bessie said. What's his name? His name Jeremy. I'm going to take shower now, my baby. Just pause a moment and my baby is going to be here. The class is going to be over soon. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's the time now? Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Let's close it a little bit for a moment. နားခွဲသွားပြီမိပြတ်သွားလို့ပိတ်လိုက်တော့ပါမယ်။